Greetings YouTube, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Finally. I say finally because America's already had this film for about a month. So it just come out here in the UK on the 3rd of August. So the next time you guys in America complain about Infinity War coming out a week early over here, you're not getting any sympathy out of me. And can you believe that this is Marvel's 20th film in 10 years as part of the whole cinematic universe? When you get to this point, it just seems to have blown past so fast, and you've suddenly got a massive DVD or Blu-ray collection. This film was directed by Peyton Reed, and you know what? I'm not missing Edgar Wright. I thought that maybe I might, but I'm not. This film has clever action sequences, and it has a very natural sense of humour. It doesn't feel like it's forced. Paul Rudd plays Scott Lang, or Ant-Man. He's currently under house arrest partly because of the events in Civil War, and partly because he's a known associate of Hank Pym, who invented the whole Ant-Man shrinking stuff. And because he's under house arrest, he has to come up with these ingenious ways of passing the time for him and his daughter, like building basically out of cardboard a large Ant-Man style mission set, or learning sleight of hand card tricks, stuff like that. And every time he goes past the perimeter, past the point he's not allowed to go to, the FBI show up and break down his door. Randall Park as FBI agent Jimmy Woo. Every time the FBI breaks down his door, this guy shows up. And he knows that Scott Lang's up to something. He knows it, but he can never quite catch him in the act. And you can see him getting increasingly frustrated as time goes by. Not that he's mean. He isn't mean-spirited. He's not on... Well, he is on Scott's case all the time, but he's friendly and approachable. And the banter that he has every time he turns up with Scott, it's brilliant. It's funny. I like the fact that they have this sort of game of hide and seek effectively going on. And Scott's suit is malfunctioning in this. You know, the switches that he activates the enlargement and shrinking processes, they don't quite work properly most of the film, and because of that there are moments when he's too big to fit in the room, and then there are other moments where he's too short to reach something off the top shelf. It is very well done. It's very funny. The humour is frequent, but I never felt like it was too much, like it was in danger of overshadowing the film. It all feels very natural, and it's appropriate to the situation. See, you never feel like it's forced or overdone, or it's like too much, dial it down. No, it's good. It's a good balance they've got here. Michael Pena is back as Louis, and I'm having a hard time figuring out why, but I'm not exactly drawn to him, but I think he's funny. Funny as hell. I don't quite know why I'm feeling ambivalent about him. But he's a good fit in this. His sense of humour is a good fit with the rest of the characters in the film. And holy shit, can that guy talk fast? How can you talk that fast and remain coherent? I don't get it. Michael Douglas as Hank Pym, the inventor of the Ant-Man and all the shrinking technology and that kind of thing. Doesn't do anything physical. He supplies the necessary dialogue and tends to follow everybody around. I mean, he is getting on a bit. I looked him up on IMDb. It's about 74. And he's still bloody going. Acting isn't the only thing he does. He does all sorts. Jesus. He does lend some humour to proceedings, definitely. But he's mainly... He supplies a sense of gravitas to the role. You feel like you're in safe hands with him. Lawrence Fishburne as Dr. Foster, one of Hank Pym's old research collaborative partners, I think is the way to describe him. He's fine. Initially it looks like he's going to be there only for 5 minutes as a bit part, except that we've seen movies before and this is Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, he's in it for longer than 5 minutes. You're fooling nobody movie. As I say, he's fine. The villain of the film is played by Hannah John Kamen, and I have absolutely no idea who that is. She plays Ghost, or at least that's what she's known as. She can phase through solid matter, which it's fascinating when the the technology of both Ant-Man and the Wasp, the shrinking and enlarging stuff, come up against the matter phasing properties of the Ghost. It's fascinating to watch the two clash in a fight. Though I did think her motivation was a bit stupid. Mainly because spoilers, but I thought her sense of blame was misplaced. She was directing it at the wrong thing. It did feel a little bit manufactured, honestly, a bit of manufactured conflict, because there's something else going on in the film. Spoilers. I thought she was a good villain for the smaller scale of the film. I like it when the hero and villain have a different power set. Early on, Marvel films used to make this mistake all the time. You know, Iron Man versus Ironmonger, and The Incredible Hulk versus... I've forgotten, Abomination? I think it's Abomination, but basically two big Hulks. You know, that kind of thing. I'm not a fan of that kind of thing, so I like it when there's a different power set from both sides, or different gadgets or whatever, and you see the two interact in different ways. I like that. And then there's Evangeline Lilly reprising her role as Hope Van Dyne, and additionally taking on the mantle of the Wasp. In the last film, she was basically the trainer for Scott Lang, training him up on how to use the tech and how to fight. And this time round, Scott Lang is now more proficient with his suit and the shrinking and enlarging stuff. But now she's got the Wasp outfit, and she's got wings and the blasters, and she still feels like he's superior. The film's about 2 hours long. It doesn't feel like it overstays its welcome either. It feels like it stays exactly how long it should be. The action is good, the humour's good, the story's okay, nothing too exceptional, mind you. The technology and powers are used imaginatively on the scene, and we even get further trips to the micro and the quantum realms as well, which is fascinating to watch the visuals on screen. And seriously, how many films do you get to see where the interested parties, multiple interested parties, are fighting over a miniaturized laboratory? I'm going to give Ant-Man and the Wasp an 8 out of 10. I thought this was a great film. The film is smaller scale than most Marvel films, see what I did there, but I love the balance of the humour and the action, how they manage to do all of that, and they do it consistently for the whole 2 hours. And no spoilers, but there is a mid-credit sequence which ties to Infinity War, and there is an end credit sequence which is a bit of a fun extra. So that's Ant-Man and the Wasp. 8 out of 10, great film. So, what did you think of my video? Leave a like or dislike. What did you think of the film, or haven't you seen it yet? Or if you're in America, you've already seen it for a month. Thanks very much. Leave a comment down below, and if you want further videos on random stuff that I happen to trip across on the internet or elsewhere, feel free to hit the subscribe button. See you next time.